an easy way to annex and expand the limits of whatever township you might be in. So that's kind of going to be a topic. Just check your email, maybe put it on the agenda for next month. Ray, do I need to do anything on any of these? Or
No.
Just one of the Brown, so the burned out property was a Brown Street property, right?
Yes,
And that's cured.
That's the
and
one
we
11
played
South.
that exactly right, so that went well. But there's another property on Brown Street also.
Joe.
it's the Horn property.
Oh, that's Horn, all right, so the Coleman property is taken care of, we're happy with that, okay. And Horn, we're just gonna let ride, I think, if I understand that correctly. Okay, good, and so the only other thing I have is a question, any feedback on the livestock ordinance? Have we
I
done?
have nothing. Have you heard anything?
I haven't gotten the mailers out yet. I actually have them in a box out
Okay.
there ready to go, but other than that, I think, no, I haven't heard anything about it yet.
Okay. Just curious, so my only job is find out where that deed is,
Yes.
you know? Because, of course, we do have a signed deed, it's just not recorded. So I think they're perfectly safe to put utilities in their name, but it's not gonna be something that can be undone, you know, by a later vote or anything, if that's what he's worried about, if another town board says, oh, come to think of it, we don't want you to have that property.
No, it's, all his concern was the financial study thing they're doing on what it would cost to do the building and everything. They don't want to step forward until they know they own the place.
Right, and I think they do know they own it, but a recorded deed would be nice too.
It's been fixed.
Thanks.
What was that?
It's been fixed.
The audio went
Oh,
out.
the audio,
Oh,
It's been fixed.
good. So, just check your emails for expansion through annexation news out of Anderson and other places. And check your emails for deed updates on that. I'm not sure what the delay was there, but I suspect there's an election, a primary election going on that Mark has to run. Andy was out of town.
okay.
And so, you know, if I have to, you know, actually bill you to come here and do it myself, I guess that's the way we'll do it. So that is it.
Okay, it's time for council comments. Keegan, you and I talked about the, pickleball court
Mhm.
some time back. And you had money in that fund that we had to set aside for that
Yeah, it's
installation.
part of that community building fund, yeah.
Well, Lester Rude went to the trustees
Mhm.
and he got $2,000
Okay.
and has hired Bridge Landscaping to install it.
Mhm.
So the funds that we have in that account, we don't need earmarked
Mhm.
for the installation of that.
So my one concern with that is I believe a lot of them were donations.
It was all 100% donations.
Yeah, that's what, so what happens then?
As far as,
Are we just keeping the money they donated for?
no, that's gonna be used to have it installed and everything.
Okay.
No, that's what, the Lester went to Paul Kingery,
Right.
and Paul Kingery donated $2,000
to install it.
to install it. That's not anything to do with us. We had already raised the money to
To
install it
buy the equipment and stuff.
and to have it installed.
Oh, okay.
But Lester did this on his own.
Okay.
So, I would have liked to have asked Benji because Benji and Zach Woodard need to get together so Benji can give Zach the, supplies
Right,
and then Zach can install it.
right.
Okay.
To get it on his schedule now.
So I don't know if maybe there would be a possibility. Well, one, I would like signage, especially for like Encompass, because they gave the lion's share of the money.
That's what the plan was. I know she had a folder in there for the signs that people wanted to put up.
Yes, and then maybe if we could put, you know, a bench or two, if we need to use the money for that exact project, if we could maybe purchase benches
Mhm.
for people to sit on, either within the court or right along the perimeter of the court.
Can we also look at the possibility of redoing some lighting down there, because we lost two poles?
Yes,
So two poles, there are two of the poles that had lighting on it for tennis court. We lost in some of that wind.
Okay, yeah, that would be, I think as long as we spend it for that particular
purpose.
purpose,
Yes.
then we're okay.
Okay, that was just my concern, because it was donated money. so
All
I didn't-
donated.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just can't use it for
Yeah,
anything.
well, get a sign with a list of the donors,
Okay,
if we have it, that's what I think. would-
Yeah.
You know, that'd be a start, and then
Mhm.
see how much it would cost to get the fresh lighting down here.
And if it's not enough to do the lighting, then we just hold off on
all right.
Okay,
I mean, we're gonna be daylight till 10 o'clock in June anyway,
Yeah.
so.
and I think
Yeah.
that fund balance for the gym, was it 12,000?
It was that before all the gym money, I think, so it was actually
Four.
9,000.
We-
9,000?
And then after the gym, money, yeah,
Okay, okay, so that's still good, going good.
I've looked at it.
That was the only thing I had, then open discussion, Mr. Tebby or Joe?
I'll let him go first.
Okay,
I got about 3 or 4 things. It's already, some of it's already been brought up. About the water. The water stinks very bad.
mhm,
Some of the ladies I talked to yesterday up here at the store, they said that their water smelled bad. And another thing that I called, what's your name again?
Keegan.
Keegan?
Yeah.
Called Keegan about these drains. Water drains. We had all this rain and I went and cleaned mine out. So I went and checked some of the drains in town here and they need to be cleaned out.
okay,
They got leaves and everything else on these drains and the water's not draining.
I have a report from the corner of Church Street where another family had to do that themselves.
Well, I did
Clean
wrong.
out the
It
drain
was
as
terrible.
well, yeah. Their
It's hard
yard
to
was
say what's
flooded.
in the hole itself.
Okay,
I was talking to Roger. Roger said he used to clean them out.
We had a vac truck come in last year and vacked a lot of those out and cleaned them out to help flow. You know what a vac truck is?
Yeah, oh yeah, I've been in there.
But Benji had a vac truck come in last year and cleaned several of them out. There's a few of them that we need to put liners in. Like
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I did several of them when I was here, was put the liner in to help reinforce them. But he cleaned out a lot of them with vac truck last year.
I think they need to be
But-
cleaned out because I checked out
Well,
some of them.
Yeah,
They
and a lot
are
of,
pretty
a
rough.
lot of it is when people mow and they mow
Well, a lot of them are leaves.
their yard out into the street, it goes down, to anything goes to the gut. But leaves go where the wind blows them usually.
And another thing which you brought up about the pole down there, there's glass all over the court. And I got after a kid yesterday. I took him out.
But,
reprimand him.
I got after him.
We got
He
a-
was jumping on them gypsy dumpsters down there. I said,
the poles down there, yeah, we've got to cut that wire loose that's set up on it, but we got to trace that wire to find out where it goes. We've got the power off on it.
well, I
It's
seen
safe,
all the glass out there and you
Yeah.
know, we got kids out there
but
playing.
from them lights
And
when
I'm
they
afraid
fell.
one of them might get cut and then you got trouble.
I'll make sure one of the boys goes out there and one of the guys and at least sweeps that up, but
And another thing, so you are gonna be getting the hydrants flushed out.
yeah, he said he's gonna start them next week. It's springtime, it's when we normally do it.
Well,
We gotta wait until after the cold snaps and
yeah, I understand that. Well, that's all I got to say.
Okay, thank you.
Just wanted to point out one thing before the sheriff. The audio interruption, if you remember those clicking that we just heard, the speaker shut off. So I thought it was resolved. It's not. I ended the previous slide and started another one.
okay,
So
Okay.
it's about 90 seconds in between.
a little lapse in there.
Yeah.
Is that here?
Just FYI.
Oh, all
Jack.
right, love you, baby.
Okay, Mr. Tebby. This is Mr. Cool. My friend-
I was actually, Bill's invited me in here. And we and her had a conversation earlier
Oh,
in the
okay.
week. About the situation she's wanting to do. I'm willing to help her as a way of whatever she needs, as a way of, if she needs us to come up and do a temperature track or something to that effect, when I was doing this, I'll do it.
Okay.
We can have that done, it's not a problem.
Okay,
Because if I can't do it, then I'll have one of my guys bring it to jail van or whatever else we need to do for a touch truck. That's not a problem. We can let them crawl in and out of the back end of it. And hopefully they don't get locked in. Anyway.
I'll drop you a few bucks and lock a couple in there.
Exactly. So, but no, me and her discussed this a little bit about, I think that might be a good thing for the kids. And because that might help Ray out a little bit, this way of keeping them off the streets, whatever else, so we'll go from that. Also continue with that, a couple years back, when I took office, we sat down, we did an MOU as way of my guys coming up on their days off and being deputies and whatever else, that will continue, okay? Because we've not had a discussion with that since we signed it, and it will continue as far as I'm concerned. So, and just to verify that as long as I am in office, we will continue to support whoever the marshal is, but it's Ray for the next 15 years. As long as I'm in office, we will continue to support Ray and whoever may be the marshal up here as time goes on. Because if we can't work together, then we're out of luck. It's not gonna help anybody if we don't. So, but anyway, if you guys have any questions for me, please.
Got a quick one for you on this thing. What about a possibility of like a canine demonstration?
We can do it.
I know we did one year when we had the town bop thing.
Yeah.
Cause I was the guy that got bit. I had the sleeve on.
I did
That first time I done that was a little spooky.
I did it one time for the demonstration and, I got knocked on my butt, so.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Dog weighed more than I thought he did when he grabbed a hold of me.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, we can do that.
That'd be something
Anything for
this
test
kid
drive?
would like to see.
We can do the dog canine demonstrations, that's no problem.
Okay.
I just need to know a firm date is when it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
So that way I can tell my guys and say, hey, this is what's going on.
okay.
We're gonna do this and go from that.
Okay.
So,
I'm going to ask you, on that issue that was brought up in Tipton at that last month's meeting on the cameras,
yes, ma'am.
what would be the closest camera
To you guys,
to us? 31?
you got one at 31, you got one at 219.
So, okay, both directions.
We have-
Okay.
I'm just gonna tell you, we have 12 cameras in this county.
If you don't wanna know where they're at, I can probably locate them all, cause I can locate for
I have no
myself.
problem telling you. I have no problem telling you. We got
31.
one on the north and south of 31, at the county lines. We got the one at the county line, north and south of 19, one county line 213 and south, that county line. We got one at both ends of Division Road. We got both ends of 28. And the state has one sitting right in the middle of 28 and 31.
Good.
So, but yeah. And I don't know what your thoughts are, but my opinion is.
I support them.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
Anything coming in or going out of the county, you can observe.
in my opinion, they have already paid for themselves.
Yeah.
They have already paid for themselves, because we have, like I
Was the
told you,
objection to ongoing financing of them or just the fact of them?
both. Both.
Usually the people that
Because
don't
some of
want
them-
it are the one that you need them for.
Some of the council down there, I'm not gonna name names, but some of the council down there didn't feel like that they were violating their, trying to say, personal
Yeah,
stuff. And it was brought up in a meeting that, okay, and by somebody else, that that's the case, then you need to stop using your cell phones, you need to stop using your computers. You need to stop driving because the B&B's already got your information and they got in trouble for selling it and the whole works. So,
And if you do anything in public, you give up all
Exactly
rights to
right.
privacy.
exactly right. Because once you start off in your car, you're basically your privacy in, because myself, Ray, any officer in the state of Indiana, we don't have to, and he can tell you, we don't have to have probable cause just to run your license plate.
No.
If you just barely swerve, we can run your license plate just to make sure you're, what you want to say, not a habitual driver or something to that effect. So,
I figured 31. I felt confident they was on 31,
Oh, yeah.
but I didn't know about 19. Okay.
so, yeah,
It still bothers me that that whole conversation even went on because I think they are a value add.
yes,
And for Tipton County to be a black hole,
we work.
that's,
And just like I was telling them that because granted, yes, they did not want to fund them. I funded them out of my commissary to get them started. I did not tell them they can go back there with me if they want to. There was no conversation made that I was gonna fund them out of my commissary. So I went back and went through several of those meetings and there was nothing mentioned about commissary that I was gonna fund them out of there.
okay.
Because when it came up, I literally called Indianapolis, talked to the State Board of Accounts. And they said, no, you cannot fund them out of your commissary fund. And then they go, or on line 10 or whatever it was, well, if you agree and the county council agrees, you can use your commissary as funds back. Well, when the state's telling me no, I'm not sorry. And I told them in the meeting, I said, I'm not gonna end up like my predecessors from Park County and unfortunately, my soon-to-be folks over in Clinton County, and now there's supposedly another sheriff who's in trouble for using commissaries that weren't supposed to be used. I'm not putting myself in that situation. So, and the money I used was money that was left over in my maintenance fund, that after I've already paid off everything else, the money was left, and that's what I used to pay that maintenance fee. So I figured that, because Flock gave us actually helping us out, and I figured that it cost each individual who lives in the county less than $1.25 to pay that maintenance fee for this year. So,
What's that for?
the Flock
Security?
cameras, huh?
What's that for? Security?
Basically security, yeah,
Bucking
less than $1 and $1.40.
That's no, yeah, we
I
need
mean,
it.
and the only thing, and just to get you, and your attorney will probably tell you, the Flock system, the only thing, when we're driving down the road, the thing goes off constantly. So I actually have to mute the thing, and it keeps going off. The only thing it does, it reads license plates. But the only thing it shows me is who's a suspended driver, who's a habitual traffic offender, who's got a warrant out, who they have a silver alert out for, because the information we put in there is they find the vehicle, it hits us up saying, hey, this vehicle's looked for a silver alert or whatever else. So if you're an honest citizen, if you're an honest citizen, you have nothing going on, we're not gonna know about it. It's all those who are not supposed to be driving, technically.
Or those who rob
Yeah, that too.
Brinks trucks.
Yeah, because that's another thing right there. Because when they had that
Yeah.
robbery up there, that's how they
They
knew where they were going,
through,
because our cameras were picking them up, and they switched cars 3 times. Yeah, they switched cars 3 times. And we were picking them up as they were going.
Right.
And that's how. And another example is the guy out of Chicago that murdered his ex-girlfriend now. She was having an affair. He walked in on it, shot the new boyfriend, jumped in his car, heading to Indianapolis. I believe that was where he's heading. And they were falling right down 31, and we actually got him stopped here because our Flock
That was
system
on the
said,
camera.
yeah, there he is.
It's kind of cool.
It is. It is.
okay.
So,
Now, you're telling me that picks up everything?
no, it picks up a lot more than I'm telling you.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, watch what you're doing in your car.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But the main thing is, it only hits on those vehicles or those people who are, like I said,
In
who are
the
not
system.
doing what they're supposed to be doing.
I didn't know that. That's a nice deal.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I like that. I didn't know they even had that here in
Oh, yeah.
Tipton County.
Sometimes some of the state police have license plate readers on antennas on their trunk of their vehicles. You ain't gonna know it, but they are.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So, Yeah,
Okay,
I'm glad you got that.
I am too. I'm just
Don't
hoping.
get me.
And we're, yeah, and hopefully we can, we're looking right now trying to, right now look to see how we can continuously fund it, because I know come budget time, I'm sorry to say, it's gonna be a fight come budget time, so. But
I'll give
we'll
you
do
another
it.
quarter. I'll give you another quarter.
Well, next year it's going up.
What, $2?
Actually about 250,
That's all right.
250 per
I'll
person.
take it.
Everything's going up.
Okay, well, they gave us a deal this year. They gave us a deal for the simple fact that we only had to pay half the maintenance fee this year.
Right.
Next year, it's the
Full
full
amount.
thing. So, but anyway.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah,
thank
so,
you.
no problem.
Thank you.
Thank
If you
you.
have any questions, please just call me.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Hey, I got one more question. if
You're
you
done.
okay.
I heard you talk about the livestock.
Yes.
I wasn't here at the meeting, so what was said about the livestock in town? I thought you already had an ordinance for that.
We had an
You did.
ordinance against it and we changed it. to
So what
where
is it now?
They are allowed chickens and small animals such as goats. They need to come to a meeting and have us give them approval if they want to have those types of animals.
And they have to have their neighbors' approval.
All the neighbors surrounding has to sign off just like they do with fences.
So there's no, somebody was telling me you had $500.
$50.
$50 permit.
A permit fee,
Oh, for the chickens and goats?
yes,
Is that once a lifetime or once a year? or what?
once a year.
Is that right?
Yeah, because your neighbors can change, and if they do, and next year you have a neighbor
And-
who's allergic to goats, well,
And if the fact it comes up that we do get a complaint, then that has to be looked into. So,
so you gotta remember, before, any hoofed animal like that was banned, and poultry as well.
Do what now?
It was illegal to have poultry or hoofed animals in the city limits.
ducks, chickens.
It wasn't
goats,
in.
Well, I know a
wasn't
lot
allowed.
of people's got some ducks, they got some.
Right, but over the years, people had them, they overlooked it, and they didn't care, they didn't cause the problem. But then other people get them, and then they wanna complain about those people. So we had to kinda include everybody.
Oh, okay, well, I just wondered about that. You were mentioning here, and I thought we already had an ordinance,
We did, but
for that.
We
Nope.
broadened it.
yeah, we broadened it a little bit. Cause we are a farm community,
Oh, I
And we've got
can,
somebody that's got goats and stuff, had them for years, why should, and there's been no problem. Prior to this board even, there's been no problem. And now we're gonna go back and after years later, tell them you can't have the thing, so we had to broaden it out a little bit.
I understand. Okay,
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Is there a limit on how many chickens or?
Yeah, it's in the ordinance on, I forget how many it is.
4 or 5.
And you have to say in your permit application that costs you $50 a year, how many you have.
Now,
One question, Keegan, I had a homeowner, upset because her water bill wasn't taken out of her account.
Oh, yeah, I had an issue with the bank on that. I don't know what had happened, I'd scheduled it to be paid, and then,
Do we know, was she an isolated event?
I'd had a few people it happened to.
Okay, so not just her.
Mhm.
So, and is that something that you can monitor monthly?
Yeah, I can fix that, that was just a one-time. kind of mess.
what's that on it?
First Farmers,
I know, but for direct payment or?
I'm supposed to actually manually select it to come out, which I've done, but it canceled after the fact. So it didn't actually take the money out, but it printed a confirmation.
I thought we wasn't allowed to do, we're allowed to do that on payment, but not paying out anything.
Oh, no, that's, yeah,
That's homeowner money
Gotcha,
that they're
gotcha.
paying. We can't do it.
yeah,
or
that's something they
town
signed
money.
up for.
Right,
Okay, okay.
gotcha.
She did know that it got resolved, and
Uh-huh.
she got the notice from her bank.
Yeah.
That it got resolved, so, but it made me think, could that have happened to other people?
Yes,
Okay, well, as long as.
it did, but I resolved.
Okay, great. Okay, good job. Okay, then, if there's no other business, once we approve and sign minutes, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn after we sign the minutes and whatever else we gotta sign.
I got it. I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Get
Aye.
ready to get out of here.
It's 6:18.
All right.
It's a world record.
Well, it's a world